Hey guys, it's here bringing you another video. Now, welcome to a kind of league discussion, but on a more specific topic, and that is ranked next season. So obviously, I've been fairly involved with this whole thing. That I made a video about my concerns when it first got announced, and then I had the meeting with the guy that's head of ranked. And it's now, 11 days ago, so I apologize I'm a bit late doing this, but they have addressed the concerns of the community. And I will say, if you did watch the video about the meeting I had, a lot of these points will be hitting again, because that meeting was very good, and a lot of the ideas and a lot of what we were talking about in that meeting have actually happened. And there's a couple things here and there that have been tweaked from what I suggested here and there. Like, not a lot, but like, it was kind of like, hey, I kind of said that was a good idea, they should go with that, and they have, and stuff. It was pretty cool. And just to kind of say, just to kind of like, I guess, polish my own ego, here is the guy himself. This is Riot SapMagic. Again, he's the guy that's in charge of ranked. He did the article thing, and then he just did like a special thanks, and I was like, yay! So that was kind of nice. But anyway, let's go into it. Again, I have read this a little while back, but I will be kind of going over it myself in my mind to give my kind of thoughts. Because I think it's important. One, people have actually been messaging me saying, hey, what do you think? And also, Ed, or Riot SapMagic himself, he actually did say he wanted to know what I thought too. We might have another conversation, but again, both of us are fairly busy, hence why this video is like nearly 2 weeks late. I've just been a bit too busy to make it, but let's get into it. So what they're saying is basically that they, had a lot of feedback that they weren't expecting, or they were, and they just wanted to address it more. And like we mentioned in the meeting episode, and I will be kind of talking about that quite a bit, is they did say they wish their communication was a little bit better. If their communication was better when they first announced it, they probably wouldn't have got as much blowback. But anyway, so the first category is you're worried other players won't take games seriously. Solution: wins and losses in ranked will splash LP, some of you will remember this, to all other positions. Splashing starts moderate around +6, -3, and can become stronger when you win autofill games, or it looks like you're not taking your off-roll game seriously. So this is, again, a suggestion that we spoke about in length, that we were like, why would somebody care if they're on a ranked role that they have they don't care about? And the answer to this is it does help it, but as I think I said to him, is it doesn't fully solve it, because again, there are some people that literally are only going to care about that one role. What is new, and a slight tweak that I can see here myself, is when you're not playing your main role, you will still gain or lose LP. Losing LP was not mentioned, so that is something that they must have put in themselves, because you can see here, splashing can also be a minus. So that means, say you're a mid lane main and you get given top lane, your incentive to win the game is very high, because if you lose that top lane game, it actually will make your main role, your mid lane role, also go down. Again, that, if I'm getting that correct, that is something that wasn't mentioned. I thought the splash mechanic was only going to be for winning and victories, but I actually say this is really good. That's great. Again, it makes people care. Like, why people don't want to go, like, I think this system, again, we'll keep reading further on, but this system is only really going to make people care about 1 or 2 roles for the vast majority of the player base. But if this mechanic incentivizes people to play better or to care more, that's a really good thing. And it will help people like me, not in crazy amounts, but it will help people like me that may want to play ranked on multiple roles, which is good. It's going to help me climb on all of my roles at the same time, and obviously, yeah, at different paces, that if you're winning on one role, you can get 25 LP, and you'll get +6 on every other role or whatever. Obviously, it's not going to be as quick, but it does help. And he also says this ratio can become stronger if you win autofill games. So say you got autofilled, we're rewarding you. That you got autofilled to support. Your main role is mid, but you won that support game. Hey, have 15 LP for your mid role, because again, we want you to do well and incentivize you to win the most. Also, like we mentioned in the meeting video, this is also a potential punishment system, that if they can see you consecutively losing games on your off rolls, and I don't know exactly how they're going to do it. It's like, oh, his KD is really low, he's inting, or his win ratio is terrible, then they actually may punish your main roles more, being like, okay, you just don't deserve to be that high rating even on your main account. So that, oh, your main role. So that again is interesting. It's a very big incentive for people to win. So that's cool. They probably will also go into a bit more detail, but you can see here the basic of it is that's your, I think that's an autofill badge. And then that's, so your autofills, okay, yeah, autofilled support, you gain 20 LP for your victory. Your main role is mid, you gain 10, top 6, jungle 6, and you gained nothing in the bot lane for some reason. Maybe they only give it to 4 roles. You only gain for 4, I don't know. But they're saying, here's the example, getting autofilled. Let's say you're a silver mid main, and you're usually earning around 20 LP per win. You queue up for a game and get autofill to support. Winning that game will net you around 6 LP for top and jungle and 10 for your main since you didn't get to play it. Okay, and here's the losses. Example, getting unlucky or if you're trolling. On the other hand, maybe you're that same mid player and you're on a losing streak trying to climb in top. The strength of splashing is determined by the number of losses, here we go, number of losses out of the last X game, so they're not telling you that. But at first you'll splash around -3 to your other positions. And that splashing scales up to around 15 minus if you're super unlucky or if you're trolling. Okay, so what that's trying to say is the system looks into when you're on your off rolls and it looks at your win rate. So I was right in saying earlier, it looks at your win rate and it will determine how much you lose in your other rolls depending on your win rate in the last amount of games. I'd imagine it's your last 10 or 20 games. I don't think it's going to be a very big number. I reckon it's going to be more short-term rather than long-term. Because, you know, people can change all the time. So, yeah, okay, interesting. Will that stop trolling? No, but it will make some... What it probably does, it makes the person who, let's just say, is a little bit more of a salty player, is like, oh, I didn't get my main role, I'm going to play, I don't know, Heimerdinger top. I've never played Heimerdinger before. It stops that type of thing. It stops somebody just not caring at all. They still need to care, otherwise they're going to get punished for it. So that's good. That's a little bit of a tick. Again, I will say, just to kind of make it clear, I'm still not a fan of this rank system at all. But they are trying to do things to make it better. I'm going to be honest with everybody, and some people think I'm like a relatively closed book. I don't think I'm ever going to be a fan of this rank system. The idea to me that you're putting people in little boxes to play 1 or 2 things and like that's what they're focusing on, I hate that. Like I never will enjoy that. So that's just, again, where my position is. You're worried positional matchmaking can be abused. So again, we did speak about this. Literally, you can go watch the meeting video, and every single point that these big paragraphs are mainly the questions that I brought up to him, which is pretty cool. Anyway, the solution. The MMRs for all your positions are linked together. Occasional position swapping doesn't have any effect, but repeated trading tightens the link, meaning you'll get matched in harder games when playing it off roll. So this is what we spoke about. That's like what stops somebody going in Champion Select and go, hey, buddy, give me your role. Like, I'll play your role, you play mine. You know, what stops that? Well, they're saying here that all your roles are actually linked. They're not completely separate. And if the game detects that you're actually swapping a lot more, or I guess if you're in a duo or something, they do mention here, like, you know, duos will have to, you know, they'll have to look at a little bit more. But they'll have to basically make it so that your roles mesh into one. I'm going to be honest, that doesn't seem to be a punishment to me, because a role swapper, that's what somebody wants, right? Like, somebody who wants to play all the roles wants all their roles to be the same and they climb at the same pace and they want their games to feel the same. So to me, this doesn't seem really like a punishment to somebody who does want to play all the roles. What this is a punishment to, I guess, is that, like, you know, higher rating player duo queuing with a lower rating player and saying, hey, just if you get mid lane, just give me mid lane every single game. I guess that's what it punishes. But yeah, so they are saying, so positional matchmaking can help us make huge improvements to how fair games feel when you get autofilled or decide to challenge yourself in new ways. Again, I do question that, but okay. Having said that, there are clearly some big problems to solve. Players could consistently trade positions with a duo partner or queue up in new positions and stomp lower players. So Yeah, a lot of people are saying, isn't this just going to make it like people complain about Smurfs a lot at the moment? Isn't this just going to feel like everybody is like got like 4 Smurfs per account? You got your main role, and then you got 4 roles that you're much lower rated on. So that was a big concern. And what they're saying is, well, the MMR is kind of linked, so you're not really going to be that far away in the game quality from your main role. And if you are swapping a lot, then we'll just make all your games like your main role's MMR. Basically, which again, I don't really think's a punishment. Similar to splashing, we can mitigate these problems by linking the MMRs for all your positions. To start, the link has some slack, but we tighten it if we're less confident about the position you're playing. So they're saying basically like this is just showing it's all linked. Your main role is mid, but they're all kind of linked together. This is the start of the season when you just have started playing and you're only playing mid lane, but then a little bit later in the season, if you start duo queuing and you start swapping your role around, notice how the color here, and they're all different, where all the colors are the same, but it's very close together. That's what they're saying is going to happen. So they're saying, playing a new position. Imagine you're a gold mid main. If you decide to go play a new position like top, matchmaking will look at your MMR in mid and other positions to estimate your initial skill. That means instead of getting put into a bronze game, you're likely to be playing in a silver game. Alright, like, again, I don't think it's bulletproof, because, like, even in the meeting that I had with the guy, he said, you know, people's main role and their off roles aren't that different. So I do think stomps are still going to happen. Like, if you put a good gold player versus an average silver player, the good gold player will probably stomp the silver player. There is a pretty big difference there. So, like, I still think there are going to be quite a lot of stomps going on. More, like, again, I've said to you guys before, if you're a confident player, you should always play at the beginning of the season because you can kind of ride the stomp wave. I think there is going to be way more stomps throughout the season in solo queue next year. That is my prediction. I know it's a bold prediction. We'll see if it comes true. But I reckon next year of solo queue is going to be the most stompy, one-sided game solo queue that there's probably ever been. And they are saying here, frequent trading. Let's say you're the same player and your duo hits you up. They play top and suggest you queue up for each other's positions to trade so you get easier games. It takes a game or two for... Wow, that's it. A game or two for us to see a pattern of trades, but for those games we'll detect that you traded positions and adjust accordingly. You'll have decreased LP gains and increased losses since your team was favoured to win. This is what we actually spoke about in that meeting, and I said it's an interesting concept because, again, you're punishing duos, basically. After that, the link between your MMRs will tighten and you'll get matched in gold games regardless of the position you're playing. So if you do that and you trade a lot with your duo, well, let's say your duo, again, you're those 2 positions. It doesn't just tighten those 2 positions. It looks like it tightens all of the positions. All right, again, that is kind of punishing duos because so many duos do that right now, that they queue up for each other's role and they just swap to give each other their best role if they get given the other one. Okay. After that, the link, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so while it does take a couple games to tighten the MMR link and stop abuse, those games should be about the same quality as today because we don't currently consider... so again, he did tell me that the new rank system is going to be easier to climb than the current one. So what they're saying is if this does happen to you in your duo, you won't see a difference in, like, game quality that is right now in League of Legends. You'll have the same difficulty now. The reason why they're saying it's going to be getting a bit harder is because next year is apparently easier. So, okay. Again, I don't want rank to be easier because the achievement feels like it's less, but that's the way they're going. Because, again, the pattern of League, again, has to become more and more casual. So making ranked easier, I guess, is part of that. Alright, so this is one of my big concerns, was you're going to make it so much more grindier for me if I want to play 3 or 4 roles. So, solution, we're softening the season reset, so most players will have a higher initial rank when playing off positions. You'll have LP splashing, increased LP gains, and decreased losses, and promo helper for every series. That was one of my big things going, yes please, which means you'll get promoted more quickly. So position ranks let players branch out and challenge themselves in new ways, but that might not feel rewarding if it takes twice as many games to reach rank across 2 positions, let alone 3 or 4 or 5. Yep. Alienating fill players would be a pretty clear failure to meet one of our goals, to give better recognition for breadth of skill. Again, he did say it's going to be very hard to make this system work for people that play auto or like complete fill or play 3 or 4 roles actively, but we'll see. We believe we can address this concern using several mechanics we've already built into Ranked. We want players to be able to climb to their peak skill in 2 or 3 positions without significantly more games. Again, there will be more games, but they're saying not significantly. True fill players will have to play more games if they want to max out their rank in every position, but nowhere near 5 times as many. Again, if it's 3 times as many, that's still way too much. Way too much. You're punishing somebody that is trying to play what I'd say League of Legends to the fullest. Like if you take the player that is playing League of Legends to the fullest, that is the person that's trying to play like everything. That is like, I want to play all the cool champions. I don't want to just be rooted down to one. That you are punishing that player. You are punishing the prime League of Legends player. Because like, again, if you want to kind of go into little specifics, if someone's only playing mid, sure, they play the game of League. They can be defined as a League of Legends player, but they are a mid League of Legends player. If it's a one trick, it's like that is a Riven League of Legends player. The player that they are punishing is a League of Legends player, full stop. They play everything. That is the player that they're punishing, which again, to me, that sucks big time. And again, he says it won't be 5 times as many games, but as I said, if it's 3 times, even if it's double, you are failing that player. 100% you're failing that player. So that, again, I will have a very strong point of view about that, because to me, again, that sucks. Like, you are punishing... If I was a game... Like, again, I've done a game design degree. If I'm designing a game, I want... My prime player of who I want to play my game is somebody that plays a lot of stuff. That experiments, that plays new stuff, that isn't locked down. I would never punish that person. I would punish the opposite. I would punish people for being on one thing or only playing one thing. I'd get it, oh, you've played mid lane too much. We're going to punish you by making your LP slow down. Go play something else to kind of reset that. That's what I'd do to make people experiment more. This is the opposite. Like, again, I really dislike this. Yeah, I do. Which again, which is always going to make me dislike this. This is the biggest thing. So, yeah. One position. Starting next season, we're going to soften the season reset, which means most players will have a higher initial rank from previous seasons. With other placement changes with the new placement season, it should take you less to climb than today, even after considering autofill games. This will make ranked explicitly less grindy than today. For people that only play one thing. Again, that should have a little, like, you know, little star saying for people that only play one thing. So the softer ranked reset, okay, again, do I think it's really going to affect me? If I had to guess, probably no. So if you don't know, Diamond players and above, so Diamond, Master, Challenger, our cap has always been Platinum 1. For the simple because there's just not enough players to have a spread game player base at the beginning of a season. The queues would probably be too long and stuff. So they have to clump us all together to make games faster. So I doubt it's going to change much for me. They are obviously implementing 2 new ranks, so that could do something. But for Diamond players, I don't think this is going to be a big change. This, again, is a change for the majority, which is the Bronze, Silver, Gold players, which is good for that. Like, again, I'm not here saying, oh, it has to be all about me. That's good. For the vast majority of the player base that is in Bronze to Gold, that's great. Like, if it makes it, like, seem that it's less grindy and you get, like, I know some people get very demoralized after their placement games going, oh, man, I got to Gold 4 and now you put me all the way down to Silver 5 or whatever. Like, that's good. It'll make people kind of more incentivized to play if they are starting at a not as low rank and they are getting higher than they normally do. So that's cool. 2 to 3 positions. So this is where I'd say majority of where I am. Like, I go through phases that I do play 4 roles, but the vast majority of the time I'm playing 2 to 3, which is mid, top, and jungle. At the moment, I'm not really playing jungle because I don't like jungle in the meta right now. Well, I don't like the meta in general, but yeah, so majority I'm in this bracket. So you'll have larger LP gains when playing off positions, and we're extending promotion helper to all series for off positions below your main rank. So this again was something that we were bouncing off each other because I was like, one of the most frustrating things in ranked in general is promotion series, because the idea that you get into a promo you get a troll, and then like you basically are gonna 50-50 win or lose it, and that just sucks. Where it's nice that, you know, again, high rating players don't experience it because it's a lower rating feature. But it's if you get into promotion series, you fail that promotion series, but you get into that promotion series again, you start that promotion series with 1 free win. That is the current system. What they're doing, and again, what we suggested in that meeting, was if you're playing in an off-roll and you get that off-roll to a promotion series, 100%, if it's lower rating than your main role, it will have promotion helper straight away. And I believe this should be for any rating, as long as it's below your main account. So if your main rating is in Diamond 1, you will get promo helper in every promotion series on your off-rolls until Diamond 1. I think that's great. That does make it less grindy, because promotion series are awful. Like, I'm going to be honest, like, I played League from the beginning. I had the old MMR rank system. I've obviously had the new system for years. I'm not a big fan of promo series, because a lot of the time it just... I hate luck in League of Legends. I really don't think it exists. But in promotion series, I do think it is partially lucky. Because again, when you're climbing, it doesn't feel that bad if you get a troller, because you're climbing. But when you're in a promo that isn't about LP, it's about getting more wins than losses in 3 or 5 games. One troll game in that promotion series makes you feel like utter garbage, because you're like, oh, well, there's one gone, so this does help. And I'll be honest, like, down in the future, and it does sound crazy because I guess promotion series may be a bit more of a hardcore thing, I wouldn't mind if Riot got rid of promos. I don't know if it would be as simple as, you know, you get to 100 LP and you move up, but I just don't think promos are good. Full stop. Like, maybe if you put them in the higher rating, like maybe if you're Diamond 1 to get into Master, maybe have one there. Master the Challenger, maybe. Well, actually, there isn't one for Master Challenger now, but you know what I mean? Like, maybe for there, do it, where it's really hardcore. But for the average solo queue, I think promotion series is just way more of a hassle and more likely going to stress people out than actually be good. Because it's happened to me. I've been in promo series to Diamond 1 and stuff like that before, and I've had a couple trolls in a row. I am done for League for a couple of days. I mean, it gets me that in a bad mood that I lost the promo because of trolls, that I'm just like, I'm done. See you later. Goodbye. So I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of it, as you can probably tell. So what they're just saying is, yeah, so LP splashing is going to be higher. Basically, if the system detects you as somebody that is actively playing other roles, not just one, it is going to counter that by basically giving you higher climbs and stuff like that, which I guess is good. It's still going to be grindy, but whatever. And then here's for the ultimate generalists. Generalists will benefit from all the features above. We're also making a small adjustment to splashing. When you queue as Phil, your LP splashing is stronger, which means you'll be eligible for promotion series more quickly. We plan to tune how some of these work with the right balance, but we believe they make sense in the context of other changes we're making to help reinforce the value of every game you play. We'll also consider ways to recognize versatile players through ranked rewards. Again, that's what we spoke about. It was like, you should differentiate people that are being different, that are, like, say, getting diamond in 4 roles at the end of the season. They should be getting more than somebody that got diamond just in mid. And my suggestion was the ranked border, and potentially on your profile, something on there that could kind of just say, hey, that dude's diamond in 4 roles. Like, again, my suggestion was your ranked border at the moment, that rectangle just has 1 diamond line going around it. The more roles you get to a rating, have an extra line somewhere of diamond, and that'd be like, oh, you got 2 lines. Oh, you're diamond in 2 roles. Oh, you got 3 lines. You're diamond in 3. Like, that to me would be a nice subtle change and difference that I think would be good. Again, you also could give bonus chromas out. Hey, you got gold in 2 roles, have this extra chroma. You got gold in 3 roles, have this extra chroma. That would be kind of cool. So for the Victoria skin, obviously. Okay, up next, hopefully you're starting to feel for how we're planning to handle most of our big questions and concerns. We'll continue the regular updates and check-ins over the next several months. There'll be a big blog and that type of thing. So that's it. So that's all that they've gone through at the moment. So how do I feel about it? Again, he has hit a lot of the points that we spoke about in that meeting. I do see a couple things here and there that I actually suggested, or we kind of spoke about in detail, and I probably even made it like confirm that, oh, that's the way we should go. Which again, for me personally, it does feel kind of cool and good that I'm having a little bit of an impact on ranked. Because I think I definitely drove it home for him that the people that want to play multiple roles are probably definitely not happy. And you can see a big portion of this article is about them people who are playing multiple roles. I still don't think the system is good for them. I don't think it ever is going to be at all. The only way that I think it could be good is if that they give you an option at the beginning of the rank season or one of the splits of, do you want to be a generalist player that your rank is just 1, or do you want to be a specific player? Put them in the same games, but that's the only way that I think that it would be okay, is literally if you combine the current rank system that it's just 1 rank for all your roles and the new system that is specific ranks per role, if they just gave you an option of which one do you want to be. Obviously that would be very messy. I don't know if there would be a different ladder, and again you get into the exact same problem that Flex Queue has, is one of those is going to be taken as a joke and one of them is going to be taken seriously, most likely. But that's the only way that I see people like me is going to be happy, and obviously that just basically means don't have the system for me. This system will never be good for a player like me who wants to play 3 to 4 roles on average, or somebody who is literally like a perfect auto player. I just don't think it's good. For people that play ranked, a lot of us, our rank is kind of our like, hey, this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it. It's never going to be good. They may turn the system to be kind of livable, and obviously it has to be livable. Like I won't play if it's not. But I am concerned that it's just not going to be as good as it is now. Like, and that's the problem. It's the problem with turning a game a little bit more casual, is the people that are casual are going to love it, and the people that are not are going to hate it, and that's why the current meta is so divisive. That's why people are quitting the game right now, because all the hardcore people are like, this sucks. And I know so many people personally that have quit the game who are in Diamond. It's like, oh god. And I think this is one of those, is a lot of people are going to love this, the more casual ranked player that's like, oh, I only play 1 thing anyway, or I only play 2 things anyway. It's going to work for them. But the people that like really value a good League of Legends player as playing multiple things, they're going to hate it. And I don't think that's going to change much. They may still play, they may still kind of go, I'll play a bit and I'll play it and be all right, but they're never going to love it. They're never going to enjoy it that much. I don't think so. So that's kind of where I stand. But I'd say the changes are good. I don't want to bash the changes. If they are going ahead with this system, then yeah, the changes are necessary and good. But like we spoke in that meeting, he did say this system may not happen if the player base still isn't happy about it. The problem that you have is, again, it's a very minority group that may not like it. So they may just ignore that completely and just go, the majority like it, so we're doing it. Which, again, I don't know. Because, again, Dynamic Queue was a minority who hated it. And that went away. So, who knows? So, I like the splashing. I like the promo helper. I like that you can get punished and have your MMRs linked if you are abusing, role swapping and stuff. So, I do like that. That is good. So that's great. And again, I'm trying to put myself in a positive mind frame of majority of my audience watching this right now. You guys are probably pretty happy. And that's good. Like, again, I've still got to be happy about the average player in the player base. So that's good. So that's going to be it. So let me know what your thoughts are in the description, or not description, in the comment section. And let me know what other changes do you want them to make to the system. So that's going to be it. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.